Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
We were preparing for this period of loss of exclusivities, 26-28. We did significant acquisitions. One of them is in obesity, as you said, but Seagen in oncology and Nurtec in migraine. And this portfolio is performing extremely well. This year will be approximately $10 billion of sales, growing double digit. Actually, last year, 25. And 26 will continue growing at double digit. So I think after the 28 period of LOEs, where we are not going to be a top-line growth story, we will have exponential growth that will be leading the industry.
So 28, it sounds like things improve, especially when you think about the growth forecast there. But until that time, you think about what you recently said at the fireside chat earlier today, no plans for buybacks. You do have these patent expirations coming up, and you don't expect to put a GLP-1 on the market until 2028. So how do you keep investors engaged and attract new investors during that period?
I think investors want to see catalysts, and this is a year that is very rich in catalysts. We are expecting readouts of studies that they are significant. Two of them actually will be in obesity with Metsera portfolio. One, it is the ultra-long 30 days data, so the monthly dosing data that will come in the first half of this year. The other is the combination of GLP-1 and amylin that also will come this year. But there are many more. Elrexfio, which is our myeloma drug, has a readout that, if successful, doubles the population that we are going after. The vaccine against the tick, thank you, which is a very big disease that there is no vaccines so far, and that's the first one, Lyme disease. So there are very rich in catalysts. And of course, we start a lot of phase 3 studies. So investors, I think, are watching all of that. And right now, Pfizer has a very low multiple. I think we should start migrating towards the average multiple and then exceed it as we go post our LOE.
So plenty of catalysts coming up. Let's talk specifically about Metsera, because you won that hard-fought bidding war with Novo Nordisk. Certainly fun for someone who consumes news to watch. When you think about the obesity market, though, you mentioned that this would be once monthly. What do you see as the key differentiating factor when it comes to what Metsera is developing?
I think one, it is the monthly dosing. That's a very clear differentiation that creates significant advantages, not only in patient experience, but also in production and cost of goods and all of that. The second is the combination between amylin and PD-L1. We are looking for superior results than the current solution. So this combination not only will be a monthly, but hopefully can deliver better weight loss, placebo adjusted, and better tolerability, which are the two things that are the Achilles heels of the GLP-1s right now. And of course, there is an oral portfolio of peptides that is following. So it's a very complete, highly differentiated portfolio in the hands of a company that it is very good in commercial activities, particularly when it comes to products that they are very much consumer driven. I remind you, Viagra was a product that was behaving very similarly like the like the GLP-1s.
Well, looking forward to those readouts as we get deeper into 2026. I do want to talk about M&A overall and what the strategy going forward is, because last year you earmarked up to $15 billion for deals to help replenish the pipeline. Where are you now? Do you feel pretty satisfied with the portfolio at hand, or are you still looking for more deals?
I'm very satisfied with the portfolio in hand, and we invested almost 10 of these 15 billions, and then we have 5 to 6 that are remaining, and we plan to invest them. We don't have to invest them, but we're trying to make sure that we will find the right assets, as we found with our oncology and obesity acquisitions.
And when it comes to cost cutting, last month you said that you're going to reinvest about $500 million from savings from your cost cutting efforts into R&D. And I'm curious, where do you see that investment going? Should we be focusing on the obesity portfolio, or are there other areas of Pfizer where you plan to?
Clearly, let's start that the oncology portfolio right now absorbs approximately 40% of our investments, and that will continue going up. But the newcomers are the obesity, that, as I said, we start with more than 15 studies. 10 of them will be pivotal phase 3 studies. This is a significant investment, but also demonstrates how confident we are in investing in these molecules.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to talk a little bit about the political landscape as well, because you were the first drug maker to strike a pricing deal with President Trump last year. And I know that this is pretty much an impossible question, but do you feel like you're out of the woods when it comes to surprising tariff threats, price cuts, et cetera? What have your conversations with the White House indicated so far?
As you said, it's a very difficult question, but and because of the uncertainty that we know exists always. But we have created very solid agreements, and we have created a political environment that there is good willingness from the White House to respect and actually to help us with pricing outside the US. They are helping us a lot, actually, with pricing outside the US, with UK being the most visible example. I think Secretary Latnik achieved a lot there. In UK, they made changes in their system that will invest way more in innovative medicines than before. Mm-hmm. So I'm optimistic that it's behind us.
And I am curious, I mean, you think about how long you've been at the helm of Pfizer. When you compare and contrast just the frequency of communications that you're having with the Trump administration, how does that compare to past presidents at this point?
Look, I was very close with the Trump administration in the beginning. I was very close with the Biden administration because we had to work together with COVID.
That's right.
With Trump, we worked together to develop the vaccine. It was all his baby, right? The Operation Warp Speed. But with Biden was the period to scale it up, to invest it. I would say that we were always very close to the Congress and to the White House. I spent a lot of time in Washington myself, a lot.
And given that you do spend so much time in Washington, and again, given that you were the first drug maker to sign on to, these drug pricing deals, what takeaways, would you give to other CEOs who are currently in conversation with the White House?
I think engage and discuss. I think I'm very proud of what we did. I think what we did opens the way for the entire industry. Probably already 17 companies now have signed up, and it is the same model like we opened, and puts to bed an issue that was not sustainable. The big difference in pricing between US and other rich nations, and now that it is probably resolved in a gradual way because it's all the new products. So it's a good deal, and the others should engage and do the same.